G'day. While other people are creating a Black Friday videos to help you assist or finding products or savings in Black Friday sales that's happening very soon, I thought I might just give you a break and just do something different and then maybe take this opportunity to educate and just showcase a particular product service that you may not think about, and that is printing solutions or printing for service. Now, this is not a consumer printing service that I'm talking about. This is more for the enterprise and business printing solution, and this is just more like, again, just demonstrated to me, and I was just blown by it. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not getting paid or sponsored to actually create this video. I was just demonstrating, I was just blown by, and I thought I might just share that out to you guys. So if you do end up taking for tender for your or finding a printing solution for your business or enterprise, this is something to maybe just look at. Just to give you a bit of background, I have had quite, I want to say, a decent knowledge and also quite a bit of experience with enterprise printing solutions. Now, I've dealt with many manufacturers before, that as like, for example, Ricoh, recently Fuji, HP, of course, and also Konica and Epson. Now, this one here is actually from HP Printing Solution. Now, this is definitely, I can say, is world leading, as this was just shown to me, and I had the pleasantry from Will from HP to actually just demonstrate this to me on their printing solution for enterprise. And it is just definitely, if you're definitely also not only the security factor. Now, Will is actually from HP and DataSec, which is in Australia. And definitely, this was actually Australian innovation on especially the authentication side of things. And more than I say, in Australia, we are kind of moving towards an M365 or Microsoft sort of environment, especially for the authentication and also just the framework and all the infrastructure. Now, I have just recently just gone through a project for Fuji, and definitely probably would say I want to do them again. But again, I have had quite extensive experience with, say, Papercut, EcoTrack, that type of service on the back end, and this here really blew me apart. I also include a demonstration from Will on their authentication, and definitely HP have really covered a lot of the security factor on authentication, thought this through. When you print in a business or enterprise, it will be something in this sort of type of workflow. Traditionally, you actually be on your computer and then you authenticate, and then you probably find your document and then just go print to what maybe a follow me queue or follow you queue, or just go print directly to a print queue itself. And then after that, you either lock your computer, walk to the actual printer or MFD. In that case, so MFDs could be a small device MFD, so the multifunction devices that can scan and print, or just be a printer or desktop printer, or even one of those photocopy looking machines. And then you just, if you've got secure printing, then you actually log in and then release the job, and then away you go. Now, HP has done a little bit something different and just thought this through, because we have been trying to change the actual idea of how printing works. What they've done is something different. You actually, instead of just start with your device itself, you go straight to the printer itself, and you can just log in, do your M365 stuff, like for example, your emails from your Outlook, your SharePoint, your Word, things off, OneDrive, things you can open up and just basically print directly from the MFD. Or even just scan, or even just do some quick manipulations of emails, scan straight to email, send it directly from the MFD instead of going back to your either computer or mobile phone or even your desktop computer to actually do all the manipulations. That makes it a lot quicker and faster. So again, this is the sort of pull scan or pull print is what traditionally is, and this is a bit of a change where they're actually doing it on the device itself. Now, I'm just going to talk quickly about the authentication. Now, I will show you a bit of the actual then what I'm talking about, what that puts it all together. But of course, with authentication, we're actually talking about a whole bunch of, especially these days, hopefully you have now hopefully experienced a lot of MFA. So really something you know, something which is maybe a password or a PIN, and something you have like an object or device, usually a mobile phone, a USB or a card or something like that. And then you go to biometric, which is what you are. So maybe your facial features or your fingerprint, things that's the three things that you usually see. Now, and I have actually gone through quite a bit of the actual, for my business that I've been working with, and that's doing a lot of passwordless authentication. Now that's through the Entra ID, and you'll see that this is a nice little demonstration on the actual printer itself, that you actually get MFA, which is a one-time PIN from your Microsoft Authenticator that you can actually enable, which is really cool, and that was demonstrated to me. But really, I want to show you a bit of a live demonstration, which is from Will, and there is different authentication methods. Now, one of the first things that you can always see is he's actually shown me is a QR code, which you actually can bring up from your mobile phone, and then you can choose a QR code from the HP Secure Authentication. And then what you can do on your mobile phone, it will ask you for biometrics, so which would be either your facial feature or even fingerprint, depending on how you want to configure, and then you can log into the actual printer itself. Now I'm just going to quickly rewind a little bit from here as it authenticates from the back here. Now, at the moment, he has gone straight directly to the email sense, but I will show you a little bit in that you will see options for OneDrive, SharePoint, things like that. Quickly, just show you here. So you can have a little bit of show, and of course, Teams. You can actually print directly from Teams, go to your Teams, because you're authenticated directly as yourself, not someone else, as yourself, to actually enter in to these services. And it's just really cool. Now, I'm just going to quickly show you the other parts to it. So the QR code, you can do that. Now, there's also the ability to also use Bluetooth as a reader from the actual MFD device. So proximity wise of your mobile phone, or if it's hopefully it's mobile phone or another device, but proximity of your device itself. So you will actually see him later on. I'm just going to quickly just wait through the QR codes, and you will see the Bluetooth. What he does is just go through proximity and go close to the actual device itself, and it actually authenticates directly to the MFD. Now you can also see from the HP authentication application, either Android or iOS, you can actually change that proximity of that Bluetooth, which is really cool, and he's just showing you how it's actually there. It's really cool that he's done a live demo on it, so that's probably see there's a bit of lag in concept. He's actually got a few things. He is remote desktop to the MFD, and he's just showing you down that the distance down here is actually where. Now, another nice little method that you will see that some business employees, especially those who are like in clean rooms or restricted areas where they can't allow mobile phones, is you can either use your staff card, or you've got, in this case, a printing card. On this one here, he's got something really cool, which is called a Cipher card. Now, a Cipher card is just a kind of card, proximity card, plus it has biometrics, which this one has fingerprint, and it doesn't require any batteries. So there's that three little pairs you've got, something you have, something you are, and you can authenticate. Again, with your staff cards, you can actually have it run on biometrics. So scan there, and then maybe using your biometrics to authenticate, and you can actually authenticate in. So this is really cool to actually see. And definitely, if you're really interested in these HP solution, now I don't see anything from the other vendors, and it's just really cool that you can actually do all this on the actual device itself, on the MFD. I really am blown by how nice and simple this is, and it really is truly a cloud solution. So I absolutely love that HP have actually thought about the workflow and actually incorporate a lot of new secure authentication. Really brought it up in modern times, because this is a service that we take for granted for a lot of businesses, as we still do quite a bit of printing, but it really hasn't changed for the last, well, I'll say 3 decades or so, and this has definitely made quite a bit of a leap and made it more modernized, and actually made it a lot more simple as well. So definitely kudos for HP, and definitely if you really want a more of an in-depth and also a demo, definitely contact your HP. Now, again, I am not sponsored or even paid by HP to that. I just found it really interesting. I thought I might just educate this as out to you. Now, as always, I hope you find this video informative, enjoyed it. If you did, even support my channel, smash that like button for me, share this video, it does help me out. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.